I'm actually dipping these in beans.
Oh yeah, what a good introduction, Dan. Nice.
My introduction
Brilliant.
is I'm about to dip. This is DP Fitzgran here, and it will relate to questions later on. A block of chicken into my missus's baked beans because she didn't bring sauce from the kitchen.
I thought my meals were bad. My guy's eating a block of chicken covered in beans. That's the most British I've ever seen in my life.
Could be worse. Could be
I
worse.
swear this early on in the podcast, bro. Come on.
Crap.
Come on.
Sorry. Did I
Reset the recording.
Nah. I mean, frick that.
So this week we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A episode because we've been dropping pure knowledge for the last couple of weeks, and if we give away too much information, nobody will sign up for coaching. So
I think
Some
people will believe that. Some people will actually believe that.
yeah, literally anyone that listens to this don't listen to a word that comes out of my mouth. I'm always sarcastic.
Especially don't listen to him. Do the opposite of his recommendations.
Yeah, anything that I tell you to do the opposite. So if I tell you to eat protein's actually bad for you. It will give you kidney disease. And
exactly, bro. Your poor kidneys, bro. Your poor kidneys.
Yeah, man, stop eating so much protein. It's making you small. Are we kicking it off with questions straight away?
Yeah, I've got none. I'm not going to lie. Everyone let me down, right? And I don't really push it that hard, so I'll have a look again, but I'm pretty sure it's wank call.
I've got one that I remember.
I reckon we start by asking how each other's weeks were. How were your weeks, guys?
I don't have weeks.
This guy,
strengths, mate.
This guy, he's been on the podcast like twice, and he thinks he's in charge.
You got to give him context, Luke. Come on.
My week was decent, thank you, bro. Week 5 of training wrapped up.
And how was week 5 of training, Luke?
I just realised the Wi-Fi was absolutely horrific. It was very, very brutal. Deload session today, very much needed. So that was all good.
When you do a deload session, do you never take time off?
Yeah.
So when you say a deload session, like
volume in it.
So I did upper today, like 1 or 2 sets per exercise, like 3 reps off last week's performance. So ridiculously easy.
Yeah.
And then I'll do deload lower tomorrow, and then take the rest of the week off.
I would prefer
to do it the other way around, but I forgot to get protein the other day, so I needed to go to the gym to get protein, and I'm away at the weekend. So
right, that makes more sense. I was going to say
we can do an episode on deloads in the future, though. Actually, if anybody is interested on that one.
Yeah, because the best bit about training is the time off, isn't it? That's
How was your week, Jack?
Busy, which is nice. I got a bit of an upset tummy at the minute, which is why I'm eating pot noodle, because this has been going down easy. But other than that, it's been business, being ill, and training.
Sounds fun.
How will are you?
I was ill like 2 weeks ago, and then I was living in the toilet yesterday, and I missed a session 3 days ago. I took an extra rest day because I just couldn't get out of bed. The only thing I literally left bed for was to chat to my new clients. But yeah, other than that.
All right, boys, pause has got to happen. Be real's just gone off.
Oh, no, leave it in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Leave it in. But everyone else, if you're listening and you don't have Be Real, you're really late to the trend, but B, you should get it.
Well, this is like the 2nd day in a row I've done Be Real now. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah, I got 20 hours late yesterday.
If I go on my calendar for it, I've done 3 days this month.
Wow.
I know. Up until September, I was pretty consistent, to be fair.
Yeah, it's kind of fell off as an app. It's not as good as anymore, especially in winter. No one's doing anything.
I've said this before, right? But when you are there with your phone and the Be Real goes off, it's because you're at home and you're bored and you're not doing. If you're out there doing stuff and you're doing something fun, you're doing something exciting, phone goes off, you couldn't give a wank.
I don't know. If I saw it and I was out and about, I'm definitely doing it.
Mate, the only time that I care that my phone goes off when I'm out is if it's a client. Other than that, I'm don't care. I'm doing.
Boys, remember when I went to community last year?
I didn't know you last year.
Okay. Well, I went to a festival last year, and this guy, like a couple of people behind me, shouts, "It's Be Real!"
Sake.
And so many people got their phones out to do.
To be fair, I was a Be Real warrior when it came out. Oh my God. I was. If people posted late, I was like, "What are you doing posting late? You cut. Why are you being fake? Come on, post."
I was asleep. I was asleep. Sorry. Just skip it today, bro. If you're gonna
The
be
8 a.m. ones, yeah, even I was late to them, but other than that, no.
Yeah, that is not ideal.
According to
Fair
Dan,
play.
if you're gonna be late, just don't post. Just wait till the next one. It's not worth it.
Dan, how was your week, mate?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's another week. Same old for Dan. Gym, uni. Only got one thing left to submit, which is the dissertation, so that's not fun.
When's your deadline?
11th of April, so less than a month away. Not ideal. And then I found out when my exams are today, and they're just after the dissertation, and then I'm done by mid-April, hopefully.
Gosh.
And I just get to go.
That's sick.
Yeah, I get to go be a retard around the UK for a bit.
Can't say that.
Oh,
What's different?
yeah, I shouldn't say that. I did not mean that.
I will cut that out. I genuinely will cut that out. Can you timestamp that, Lou? So we will get cancelled for that. Trust me. Trust me. Don't want to say that.
Cancellation thing.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
I'm such a cancelable person.
Just in case.
I'll never make it big, so I'll just get cancelled.
I do agree with that statement.
Mate, you'll get big, and then this podcast will air.
I'll either like never get big, or I'll be like Christian, in the sense that like people like me because I don't give a shit.
Oh, fair. Maybe we'll leave it in then.
Oh, bleep that word out as well.
What, Christian?
No, the S word. I can't say sugar honey iced tea, mate.
Well, I've already swore like 2 minutes in. It's fine.
All right, okay, then we're all right.
Yeah, I
Right,
literally
let's crack on
called
with
him
the
out on that.
questions.
See, Jack, this is why the podcast isn't big. It's the algorithm. It's
Yeah,
not us. Yeah, man. It's not our fault. We should actually be Stephen Bartlett ting right now.
Do you reckon? All right. You know what? This pod, I will censor all of the swears. With
See what
like,
happens.
yeah, I'll cover it up with like a different word, or I'll reverse it so the algorithm doesn't pick up on it, and we'll see what happens.
Reverse it. That's interesting.
Yeah, because like because it's an
Well, you
automated.
just take the audio clip out and flip it around.
Yeah, so you just have, instead of saying the F word, you've got like what or something, you know.
That's so okay. I'll timestamp it when we swear, and we'll make an effort to not.
Because if you do the censor beep, I feel like it's the same. The algorithm's like, whoop, he swore.
Yeah, just take the audio out.
No.
Everyone will just think that it's lagged anyway, so it's fine.
No, if you take the audio out, it's a podcast, bro. I can't be taking audio out. Hang on.
Can you not? Okay, I don't know. Just double repeat the word then. You're a clever boy. You'll figure it out. Right, question time.
I will.
You want to start, Luke?
Question- Huh?
Are you gonna do yours and then I'll do all of mine?
Let's go round. Okay, have you got yours ready?
Yeah.
It's just gonna be
I
you.
have absolutely no shame in admitting that I asked people for these questions, because I'd rather have questions than put a question box up and have no one ask the questions.
That was
Although I
me.
will say I got about 4 from people I didn't ask, so my engagement's better than yours.
Maybe I should just tell my clients to ask me questions, because sometimes they do, and then sometimes they're slacking. I see them look at the story and they don't leave a comment.
Right. So am I starting, Luke?
Yeah, crack on, mate.
Am I saying who's asked the question?
Yeah.
Right. Gulliver Davies, GB Fitness, coached by Reese. Breast or rump? For chicken and steak, of course. What else are we talking about? So for chicken, I'm going breast. Steak, I don't really know if you get breast.
Chicken rump isn't a thing.
Well, yeah, but, and steak breast isn't a thing, funnily enough, Luke.
Yeah, wait,
What?
yeah, hang on.
So, okay, chicken breast or steak rump, then we'll go with.
Steak.
Steak all the way.
I'm actually
And-
having steak tonight because it is International Steak and Blowjob Day.
Can we? I thought you were going to say breast or rump, talking about Reese, because he's men's physique. But I'm normally a rump guy, but his breast is more developed. So can I turn the question on you guys? Reese fit chest or rump? Sorry, breast or rump?
What is Batty or his chest?
No, his breast or his rump, bro. Don't be mean.
His rump is his arse.
Yeah, don't be crude though.
Oh,
Bro, I'm so confused. This is going over my head.
it's not hard, Luke. It's not
Yes.
very high.
I am talking about Reese.
Yeah, man.
Oh, right,
Now,
no,
we'll do the question he's realistically actually asking. Are you a boobs or an arse guy? That is essentially what he's asking. You might need to timestamp them both. Who knows?
Is anyone still a boobs man? Really? Is anyone really a boobs man?
Nah.
Luke, you're going to tell me you're a boobs man now? He's going to be like calves or something weird.
I am firmly set in the glute department.
Yeah.
Realistically, if you're going for the breast department, you're going to get funny looks from everyone else. So it's got to be the
Yeah,
arse.
Mrs. is Portuguese. I've got to go for glutes.
Woo! He brings his missus into it.
You got a little
That's
senorita, have you, Luke?
Senorita.
Spanish, you mong.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Bro, we're gonna get for this one. Fucking
Timestamp.
Oh!
Timestamp.
that's 3. I've got to do 3 of them.
Right, whoever swears the most has some form of forfeit. We
You're
can
right.
think of it along the way.
Luke, your forfeit is you've got to train to failure.
Ow.
How?
Okay.
You've just got
He
to.
doesn't know.
On Wednesday, if I lose, but I haven't sworn so far, so you both suck.
Luke, it's like 1 RIR, but you add in the last rep. That's how. He doesn't know anymore, bless him.
This guy. Right.
Jack,
okay.
I reckon you're in the lead for swear words. So
100%.
Yeah, Jack's got 2 so far, so
right.
okay.
What's the forfeit?
Right,
Are we deciding
question-
the forfeit now or at a later date?
No, we can do it later. I can't. Nothing comes to mind right now. Nothing comes to mind. So, question from Rideback Bramblebee: who's the uni's top shagger out of the 4?
Well, we're all in relation.
I can hear a laugh behind me.
All in relationships.
John is shagger.
I think out of the 4, I think John's a secret sex pest, man. I think he's on it. I think he's in his girl's ear, breathing down her neck, being like, "You want some sex?" Every
I
day.
really hope he listens to the podcast.
I don't think you will.
We're gonna have a John for that one.
Could someone clip this? If you're listening to this, clip this and send it to John so that John hears it, because I think he'll agree.
I do.
That's all I've got to say.
I reckon it used to be Dan.
No.
Yeah, no,
Just point out right there.
out of the
Yeah.
4 of us.
Yeah, that's why I said used to.
Out of the 4 of us, it definitely used to be Dan out of the 4 of us, because all 4 of us are pretty inept, I think. But Dan's the most he's like the most normal. The rest of us are weirdos. If me, John, or Luke walk up to a woman, they're like running away.
I'm running away from them.
Yeah, fair.
Oi, oi.
Do you want to stop with the sly digs behind? I just got lies from behind me. Listen, you're not complaining about my Riz, so do one.
Dan!
Oh,
Hey, that's 2. That's 2.
right. Thanks for that one, Brian.
Oh my days. That's a
That
joke.
was a visual swear.
Okay.
That was a visual swear. That's what I'm saying.
Next question, Dan.
Right. If you could, Will Bertolini, if you could only train using one brand of kit, what would it be? It's a good question, that.
That's good. Fuck.
Because if you choose like Nautilus, do Nautilus have a cable stack?
Probably. I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
going to say Cybex because I believe the Nautilus leg curl is the one that's got the pad below the knee.
Nautilus do have a cable stack. Am I
What
allowed
about Prime?
I think Prime Kit is very hit or miss. Yes, you've got the adjustable resistance profile.
I do agree, yeah.
But the actual sort of machine itself, aside from that, you've got some good ones and you've got some bad ones.
I'm going to go Cybex. There's not many bits of Cybex I get on and I'm like, that's a bit naff.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah, I'm saying Cybex.
Cybex the go.
The Preacher curl we've got Future is naff.
Yeah, that's actually true. A lot of the Cybex, but there is a good Cybex preacher curl out there. Like the one at my home gym is really
Or
good.
Cybex cable though. Like, do you really need a preacher? You got Cybex cable.
Yeah, Cybex Bravo.
Yeah, a good one, not the one at Future.
Not the one at Future, no. They've got 2 at the coach now.
2.0, mate.
Yeah, 2.0, 2 Bravos. Do you want me to do my next question, or do you want to do another one?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay. So if nutrition / meal plan is individually customized, why do people keep on insisting on 10K steps for everyone, having into consideration that people have different jobs and some are more active than others anyways? Doesn't make sense to me.
I can actually answer this question because it's part of my course. NHS recommends, so this comes from there's a very long story, but basically this comes from Japan. It was adopted by America and the UK adopted it. And it sounds like a nice round number. And they did a little study. The NHS did a study and they looked at the health benefits of different step thresholds. And they found that for most people, 8,000 to 10,000 is that sweet spot of it's fairly okay for most people to do. It's got a lot of health benefits. There's health benefits to going higher, but you reap most of them at around that mark. So it's also a nice round number. It's memorable. And that's the main reason that most people recommend it. But like anything, like any coach, if anyone's recommending 10K steps and you can't get it in, they will probably lower that and try to build it up if they're really concerned. But no coach is going to be like, oh, you got 2,000, let's aim for 10,000. They'll be like, let's go 3 or something.
No, man, you just don't want it bad enough if you can't do them all.
Yeah, sorry. Get off the team if you can't do 10K. If you can't do 10K, you got 9.9. Yeah, you binned off, mate.
I only do 6K.
Oh, you're going to die young.
That
mate.
is actually quite low, to be fair.
I just see it as some general level of movement. Don't be a fat slob.
So, in terms of like health benefits, if you're like us and you're very, very active and you're like, we're all very physically active. So the 10,000 steps isn't actually as necessary as you'd think because we're all doing some form of high level of physical activity. Like the minimum the NHS recommends, I think, is 75 minutes per week of high intensity exercise. And we do more than that in a day. And obviously what we do isn't incredibly healthy, but it's going to be healthier.
Do we actually do that much? Because how much time under tension are we doing? Like,
no, that's like, it's not like 75 minutes under tension. It's like 75 minutes of like.
Yeah, but we're actually like, if you took all the time under tension or like in football where you're legging it around versus 75 minutes in the gym, you're going to be doing a lot less in the gym. Like what
most of the time
lasting a minute.
But football isn't considered high intensity exercise. I've got notes on it. So it's like, I think it's 150 minutes of like low intensity exercise per week or 75 minutes of high intensity. I have to double check.
Yeah, so that thing you check on the BMI thing.
What does it say on the BMI?
Like it's like you have to put in your like activity levels, and like the most active one is like 150 minutes a week. And I'm like, Jesus. You can't say Jesus then the C word because that could be cast as a swear to religion.
I think that's okay. I mean,
taking the Lord's name in vain and that.
Yeah, I can't be doing that.
He hasn't mentioned John once. What do you mean?
That's class. But
wait, read the question out again, Luke.
Oh, I just deleted it.
Wait, there's one for Luke.
Hey, I missed that as well.
Luke gave it away himself.
Oh, no, Dan, that's your fault, man. Come on. You two are still on 2. But yeah, it was essentially why do so many people insist on 10K a day if everyone's got different levels of activity, different jobs, that sort of thing? And I just think it's because it's, as Jack said, it's a nice round number. But for most people, sort of somewhere in that sort of around that number is also going to be absolutely fine. Like I have clients on 8K, I have clients on 12K. It depends on what they're doing at the moment and that sort of thing.
I think when it comes down to it, getting 10K isn't that hard. Like if someone said you got to get 10K every day from now, I'd be like, yeah, all right. Like it's not that hard. Like you just walk short places where you drive, like things like that, just little changes, and you get up to 10K so easily. True. Like I'm at 6 living my life at the moment. Like sometimes going over that by a country mile, getting to 10K isn't that hard.
The only time where it's remotely difficult for me to do is if it's a rest day and I don't go to uni that day.
When I don't have uni or gym, I have to go out for a walk, in fairness, and it is quite long to get 6K steps in. But
that's like 1 day a week, so
yeah. Like obviously, what matters is the weekly average with like most things. If you miss your steps, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, just make up for it, innit?
Yeah.
But don't go and do 70,000 steps in one day.
Wait. I pulled up the guideline for adults 19 to 64. The aim is 150 minutes of moderate intensity each week, or 75 minutes of vigorous activity each week. Vigorous, alongside some strengthening exercises like yoga, the gym, or carrying heavy shopping bags.
Yoga.
To be fair,
That's what it says. That's what the NHS say, mate.
That is when you know the bar is low for
Oh.
health in the UK. Jesus, obesity is really a problem, isn't it?
Have you looked at like statistics for strength? Like if you can bench 3 plates, you're like top, you're 1 in a million in terms of strength. And
Yeah, I'm
like,
not surprised.
Granted, that's like a good feat of strength, but like it's, if you train hard enough and for long enough, it's pretty achievable, I'd argue. Like even as a naturel.
I don't know about me, man. Benching ain't my forte.
Realistically,
I
think if I gave bench a proper go for like a good couple of training blocks, I could do like a 140 single.
No, you could not put 40 kg on it. What do you reckon you bench now? What do you reckon your first numbers?
I did 100 a year ago. And
yeah,
that
but
was
your
after,
spotter helped.
That was after not benching for like 18 months.
Yeah, but your spotter helped you, Luke. I remember the video.
So in a year and a half of not benching, I added 20 kilos to my bench. So that's at least 15 kilos up now. So that's then 25 kilos to add. Yeah, it'd probably take
quite a while to add 25 kilo on a bench. Jack, what's your opinion on this? If Luke has got his 100 kg bench press PR, yet the spotter is actually touching the bar.
Right. This is one of those things, where
I'm gonna go and do it tomorrow.
You just have to kind of say, I didn't get it, but it's there. Like it's clearly there, but I don't think.
Yeah, but you didn't get it. You can't say you got it.
But you can say, Luke, you can say you can bench 100 kilo, because I think that's pretty evident. But like, you can't say that I guess you can say you have benched 100 kilo, just with a little bit of an asterisk. But like
asterisk bench.
But the thing is, it's like, it's not powerlifting, and like, how much did he help? And you're stronger now, so arguably you could go and do it if you wanted to. If 100 is your single, it's going to take you a while to run that up, I reckon.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I reckon you'd be fairly close to it now. Me? If you're doing what 115 for, was it 7?
For 6. I was ill. I'll give myself that. I'll get another touch on 115.
Illness PB?
Exactly. I'll get another touch on 115.
Up the dose, bro. Up the dose.
Exactly, bro. That's all I need. Are you ill? Mate, apparently it's like
Jack!
Raw. What is this?
I love that you're the one editing this.
Wait. I'm trying to find the percentage of people worldwide that can lift 2 plates.
I really don't care.
I've got my next question ready.
Go on then.
Right. This is the, I'm not going to say who this is from, but I've mentioned this to you guys before. It's this person who added a certain person. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Is a coach in the wrong for taking a client through a prep when they know they aren't ready / won't place? See,
that depends. Is the client expecting to place?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But for the people that are going through prep, I think they are expecting to do okay. Let's say that. Maybe not like super good, but
every coach should, at the start of a prep, talk about, well, they should have some experiencing. They should have dieted the person before, but they should basically tell them what to expect, what it's going to feel like, and how well they think they'll do. And then if the client still wants to prep, then go ahead. But do we know that in that example, that person were they surprised by the outcome? Was there like, were they sniped on the day, or did they genuinely?
It's potential people going up to compete. People that are starting prep now, they haven't actually competed. The 2 people that I mentioned.
What, and he thinks they won't place?
Yeah, they won't place.
Oh, really?
No, they don't like a punish, if I'm honest.
The thing is, I do see a lot of people on Instagram where like they have competed or they will compete, and I look at their physique, and I've had people come up to me and be like, "I'm going to compete like probably like I don't know next year," and I'm like, "Next year?
Am I
Whoa,
one of them, bro?
no."
Like, this
man.
guy's physique
No,
is
Do you know
no,
amazing.
my favorite? Do you know my favorite is when they're like, "Yeah, bro, I'm gonna compete. It's my first show. I'm just gonna do men's physique because you don't need to be as big." When they literally built like a barn door.
Yeah, like bro, structure exists.
Yeah, oh God, that's
But there
why I'm
was-
taking so long before I compete. Like, I'm not gonna do well in bodybuilding until
I feel like if you're going to compete, go to a show of the age and weight class that you are going to compete in, and then decide if you are ready. Because I can guarantee you, if you train at a leisure center, you are about 5 points ahead of where you actually are, maybe even 10. Like it's
If you train at a leisure center and you even like consider taking your training seriously, you're like top 5%.
yeah, but like being big in a leisure center and being impressive is fairly easy. And I think a lot of people don't have great access to great gyms, so they train in a smaller pond. Let's say they get to be a bigger fish in there. You know, they get their 2-plate bench, their 3-plate squat, and they're like, "Oh, I could be a bodybuilder. I'm quite big compared to everyone here." But like,
also with bad execution as well. Like it's not you
Yeah.
ain't got the tissue to be benching that properly.
exactly. But yeah, like
Yeah, I see quite a few.
I do think there's also you got to have like an element of your own expectation as well. Like a coach can tell you what they think you'll place, but you got to remember who could turn up on the day. People are getting like freakier and freakier every year because of the knowledge that's coming out. Like there are 14-year-olds miles bigger than me. Like they're just freaks on TikTok, but because they've got all this access to this knowledge, like it's getting harder and harder every year to place. Like I don't know if I'll ever place, if I'm honest, unless I took years and years out, like 10 years plus. Unless you're like literally gifted structure wise or tissue wise, like it takes a lot of time. People competing after 2 years or competing every year expected to make changes. Like
that's one of the questions I get all the time. Like, oh, when are you competing next? I'm like, in a few years.
yeah,
yeah,
Like, it's not something you can do every year if you actually want to look drastically better.
there's only one person that I've seen that can do that, and that's Leon.
physically.
Leon's a little bit of a different breed, though.
Thing is, there's the same rule still applies if he does take 2-3 years out. Like I don't get it. Why don't people just take 4 years out and just come back with a physique that would just smash everyone? They might get their card rather than why are you competing like
Because
two
there's a
cards?
couple, there's a couple
Yeah.
of reasons.
They enjoy it. They like being
Yeah.
lean. They attach
Yeah.
their identity to having low body fat.
Also, like if you follow Kiffy West, he's been a seasonal competitor, so he competes every year. His last show, he skipped a year, took 2 years, and he in his off season was like, I'm struggling to keep up the pressure and the like momentum of my training, because when you've got that deadline of like, oh, I've only got like 20, 40, 30 weeks of off season to push, you're more motivated because you've got a shorter timeline. So I think for a lot of people, like, yeah, maybe they don't make as many improvements as they could, but in their head they're more productive almost because they have to be more bang on because like they have to make the most of it. But
Interesting way to look at it.
it depends,
I see what you mean. Just a quick sidebar. I thought of this when you mentioned about structure down. What's everybody's thoughts on how the Arnold went?
Oh, controversial.
True. Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with the decision, but I think you could have given it to literally any of the top 4. I even think Rami had a shout, but he just keeps getting stiffed at everything. But I'm not saying he deserved it.
He looked a lot better than the Olympia.
Sure.
I find it really weird how you've got Samson, Nick, Andrew. Like you'd think if you've got the 2 guys who look pretty, so to speak.
I think Andrew Jack's posing is shit.
Dan,
Nope.
I knew you were going to say that, man. Oh my god.
But it is his front double is horrendous. I've never seen anything worse. He pushes his hips forward and himself back. What are you doing, mate? How can you be
make
that
the
big?
waist look wider, make it fair.
Yeah, how can you? This is what I don't understand. How can you be that big, like on one of the biggest stages of the world, and not actually have good posing? Like it's actually worse than most people I see at UK DFBA shows. Like how? I don't understand it. How has no one in your career gone, look, go get a posing coach, or this is how you need to pose? How?
I think it's kind of like those people that just float to the top and just show up and win, so they never really.
Also, incredible genetics as well, and he probably trains really badly.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, he's already got really good structure. So for someone who has worse structure, they have to really focus on posing, but he can just kind of show up and be like, here I am. And they're like, wow, you know.
I remember seeing Andrew on one of Mike Thurston's videos like a good couple of years ago, and he was training with Blessing, and like after, because it was in Mike's video and they weren't like training together, if that makes sense. And after he'd sort of walked past, said hello to them, he was like, guys, don't train like this. Like these guys are built to do this.
Yeah. No, I will say
they were training.
Samson Dowd deserves the win. I'm sorry, I absolutely hate Nick Walker's physique. I just do not like it at all. Like I say, it's not aesthetic.
It's not meant to.
Varicose veins on his legs, albeit they've got better. It just throws off the whole look. And like, really, I'm built similarly in the same like narrow clavicles, like wide-ish waist. Like Nick's is all right, but it's not like Samson's or whatever. Like, unless like he has got a lot of tissue and he wasn't as full as the Olympia, you're going to struggle to beat someone as genetically gifted as them two when they've got size and condition as well. Like, when give them another couple of years and no one's going to have a shout against them unless they're coming off.
Yeah, because they've got a crazy amount of mass and they've got good structure as well. So like the muscle they have looks so much better than somebody with poor structure.
Yeah, at that level, like genetics is what matters at the end of the day. Like they can all get ridiculously huge and peeled so long as they do their prep right. But Nick can never have as good genetics as Samson. So as long as they keep turning, like it's sod's law. Like it's not like, that's why bodybuilding is unfair, but you can't do anything about it. But yeah, I agree with the results. I think Rami should have been given a better shout because I think he's miles bigger than all of them. Like size does carry some importance. He was pretty well conditioned. Why
I just don't like his physique. Like I just think it.
I do get what you mean as well. It's a weird physique, some weird insertion. His back's a bit weird.
He's very square almost.
Yeah, he's like a Roblox character.
Yeah.
That's jokes.
Right.
Did you see the picture of Sean and Rami next to each other?
Yeah, it's crazy. He's got like 120 pounds on him or something.
Yeah. Sean's delts were a comparable size though, to be fair.
He's crazy, to be fair. But the thing is, do you ever think he could win like a shot at that? Because again, he is limited by his height. In that sense, like he can never take up that room on the stage, even if he might have more pound for pound muscle.
Probably not. Like you need someone, I guess if you've got someone really tall, really filled out and really aesthetic, that's just going to kind of blur everyone out. Like if you've got someone like Jamie Johal and he filled himself out, he'd probably crush.
Yeah.
Yeah, a good tall guy is always going to be a good short guy.
Yeah.
Unlucky Luke, mate. I'm coming for you.
You're not good, bro. It's fine.
We'll see, Luke. We'll see.
Let's go.
Right, next question. Are we ready for this? From Quads Like Todd's Coaching.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Exercises to improve fingering strength / endurance.
Practice.
Practice makes perfect.
Honestly, practice.
I would say, however, as with most exercises, understanding the goal of the exercise and biomechanics is probably very helpful. Understanding the anatomy of the body, we'll say that. And then your execution follows that. That's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Great question, Todd.
I mean, in a way, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Right.
Move on quickly.
Right. From Keno, do you believe you can achieve anything you set your mind to?
To an extent.
Do you reckon if you think really hard about it, Dan, you'll be able to get a narrow waist?
No,
I don't think you can achieve anything you put your mind to.
Not everything, no. But
no,
if it's just all or nothing, then no.
Yeah, like you can. There's certain things, but like if I put my mind to being Mr. Olympia, it's not happening. Like if I put my mind to being like a billionaire, like what are the chances of it happening? Like yes, you can grind day in day out, but like realistically. Come on.
It's got to be within the realm of possibility. And
Yeah.
then if you work for it, like, then it might happen.
Regardless, if you work towards whatever you're setting yourself up to do, you're going to be in a good stead if you work hard, no matter what. You may not get all the way there, but you'll be pretty well off.
Yeah, you can always improve.
Yeah. Right. That's that question. Right. This is from Tom Taylor.
Big Tommy T. Let's go.
TBT.
Train like a weapon or eat DP's meals. Pick one and you have to do it for the rest of your life. So essentially what I was doing about 6 months ago. But you got
You
to
were
pick
doing
one
both of them
more.
together, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Run me through some DP meals. I want to know.
Oh, do you know what? I think Tom actually mentioned it. He voice noted after. Hang on, let me get this up.
Big man, I just
Right, ready?
Alright.
Yeah.
context for the question I just asked, by the way. So you either train like a weapon for the rest of your life, where you're ego lifting, you're touching new loads every week, on reppers here and there, or you have to eat your meals for the rest of your life. And when I mean by your meals, I mean cereals, peanut butter, dark chocolate and rice.
So essentially the worst meals that I've had. So I've had some howlers in my time where I've put dark chocolate in warm chicken and rice and it's melted onto it accidentally.
That was a bit.
So basically just bad scran. But at the moment, my scran's like just like a normal human, I'd say, that eats relatively healthy.
Bro, you just dipped chicken breast.
British. Man is so British.
Okay, well, the question still stands. Would you rather have my chicken and beans and my chicken, rice and dark chocolate, or train like a tool?
Meals, any day meals. Because my joints would crumble. So I'd rather not be paralyzed.
I'm saying the meals because I
Yeah,
already...
Bro,
They
you'd
take
be in a
well.
wheelchair if you trained like Dan.
Mate, honestly, my knees can't take full ROM. Like, what am I-
Yes, he's getting the forfeit. I'm telling you, he's getting it.
Jack is so losing.
No primo for a month.
Bro, I thought I was bad. Yeah,
Stop
that's the forfeit.
No primo for a month.
Remove the primo, up the test to compensate and just lose your nipples.
But I'd gain nipples. What do you mean?
So we're
Yeah.
we're saying eating the meals realistically.
100%, mate.
No one wants to be an ego lifter.
I think it would be fun to do for a little while, but after not making any progress, that it would get.
If your
boring.
elbows would pack in, your arms would turn to dust, right?
Yeah, man. My biceps would be huge, but I would have no triceps. I mean, I don't have any now, so
Why would your biceps be huge?
because they just seem to do all right. Like they've got a decent insertion already. I don't really do much work for them, and they tend to grow pretty well. So.
If my tricep growth and your bicep growth joined together, we could overtake the bodybuilding world, mate. I'm all tricep. I have no biceps. They just don't exist for me.
You know, when you posted that photo the other day from you training biceps, I wanted to comment on it so bad. I'm like, bro, this is a bicep exercise. You're flexing the wrong muscle.
Mate, I took that shot and then I was like, oh, my arm looks decent. And I was like, by arm, I mean tricep, because there is no bicep. I have the longest biceps in the world. They're actually taller than me.
Long boy.
Mate, trust.
Right, we're gonna
Dan,
go with
it's for the next one.
right. I'm gonna extend this myself into a 2-in-1. So the question is, train one muscle group for the rest of your life, but I'm gonna extend it to and one movement. Or we can have it as 2 separate questions.
I don't really get it.
So like, okay,
So
what
pick a
muscle
muscle
group
and then
would you
pick a
train?
movement,
Huh?
So pick a muscle, then pick a movement, or
2
pick a
separate
muscle
questions.
and then you get one other movement for a different.
No,
muscle
so I'm
group.
saying the first question is pick a muscle group. Second question is pick a movement completely separate of each other. So
I think a better question would be pick a machine, but then I'd probably just say cables.
no
that's it.
cables. One muscle group, one move. Well, no, you can't have cables. One movement. Start with the movement first. What would your one movement be? Because are you going for enjoyment or maximum growth here? It's got to be some sort of like clean jerk and press or something like that.
Oh, I
If you
didn't
wanna
even
grow
think of that.
muscle.
Bro, I was just gonna say like Smith squats.
Nah, I'm saying clean and jerk if you're doing it for muscle growth, but enjoy.
Oh, no. You know what that geezer at the gym does, where he's got the safety bar and then he's got kettlebells in his hands and he's on a box. I'm doing that.
Exactly.
I'm doing that.
And he elevates it. He stands on a little platform as well for no reason.
No, it's so the kettlebells don't touch the ground sooner.
Is it?
Yeah, but if he just bicep curl the kettlebells up during the thing, he gets to train his biceps and not have to stand on the box. Bro, I'm doing that. I'm sorted, mate.
Right, nice and
big
safe,
legs, big arms.
safe choice of movement there.
Yeah, and if you lean a little bit more forward, you can make it a bit more hip dominant, and then also do tricep kickbacks at the same time.
There you go. Splendid. But for enjoyment purposes, one movement.
Oh man, that's really hard.
That is really hard. I'm trying to think, what movement do I actually enjoy the most at the moment?
It'd have to be. I feel like it'd have to be a lower body movement, just because it's got better potential to like. It's more demanding, and you got more. Growth.
Yeah, if I've got a leg press, I can train my hamstrings on that as well.
I'm thinking like a hinge or a squat. Maybe if I'm stuck with one movement, you know what? If I'm stuck with one movement, I might barbell back squat.
I thought you were going to say barbell bent over row.
I'd safety squat. Yeah, I was going to say a bent over row.
Yeah, that.
But maybe
this is actually a hard. Do you know what? I'm going to go.
To be fair, if you're just doing bent over row, you can play a lot with that. You can like Dorian deadlift almost, or you can like pendlay. So you could really periodize your training.
I'm going to go with a mid-incline Smith press. That's fun to me.
Tapped.
Yeah, I was thinking Smith squat or T-bar row.
I'm not getting on with it at the moment, so otherwise I might have gone with that.
You're just sad because I row more than you.
I could literally do what you do.
With bad form?
No, with good form.
Oh.
Why don't
Luke. What do you RDL?
I RDL 130, bro.
Cable press?
I don't cable press.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Right. Yeah, add one muscle group. So are you going with legs, Jack? Is that
group?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess legs.
I'm going to say legs as well.
You can do a lot with legs.
Because you can get lower back out of a barbell squat if you do it wrong enough. Good morning, Judy.
Oh, bro, imagine that. You've got no upper body, but you've just got sick erectors.
You've got rods down your back, but noodles for arms.
Yeah, I've got to say legs as well. I think it is a little bit. I don't know if you can quite put it all into one category, though. I think that is a little bit cheaty.
Yeah,
because legs is also like the biggest group then, as well, compared to like arms or like upper limbs or like torso.
Yeah, I would say that's the sort of equivalent of saying you've got like
that's the same as
upper body into posterior and anterior.
Yeah,
that's what we're working.
No, I guess even if you just pick the entire upper body or the entire lower body, I'd probably pick lower.
No, I'd pick upper.
I'd pick upper
every day of the week.
Yeah,
upper over lower. Yeah, that's psychotic.
I'd just wear some thick joggers and it'd be fine.
That's what half the people at Future do anyway, bro.
Yeah, I love how quiet the leg area is. It's so funny.
Yeah. Right.
So funny.
Next question. Biggest gym ick.
I wouldn't say it's an ick, but I would like leaving plates annoys me, but that's not really an ick. That's just something
that's like a pet peeve.
Yeah, it's just annoying. Do you know what I mean?
Ick. Okay, so no, we're talking like if there's someone you're interested in the gym, like a girl or a boy, I don't judge. What is one thing that if they do that in the gym, like there's no way you're ever like, if they came over and spoke to you, you wouldn't give them the time of day because they've done it. Like, what is an ick? Like an ick is just sometimes it's irrational as well. Like one of my icks is someone riding a bike in 2 lower gear, so their legs are doing that really quickly. It's just unexplainable.
Have you ever been there where someone's on the cross trainer and they've got it on like the very bottom setting and it's just like cranking the whole time? That's really annoying.
Yeah. Or incline walking, holding on could be one.
I just think that's dumb though. I don't really think that's an ick.
Not an ick, man. I don't really.
If I was interested in somebody at the gym and obviously this is hypothetical. Don't kill me, Miriam. If they didn't put their weights away, that would turn me off of them a bit, to be fair, because I think that says a lot about you as a person.
Oh, you're going down a logical route, man.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, I value my time more than somebody else's, so I'm just not going to put my weights away.
That's like your trolley thing.
Yeah, bro, the uni campus, I was actually saying this to Matt because he posted it on his story. Right, so the uni, they send around like a van to pick up all the trolleys that are just outside the uni accommodation. Mate, it's so funny because there's like literally by every door, there's like 2 or 3 trolleys. I'm like, what is going on here?
I reckon my ick would be, you know, when someone leg presses and they start pushing their knees.
Oh, that's a good one.
That and like jumping in too early to spot, or spotting without asking, you know, just like coming over in a random spot. Yeah.
I would only not be annoyed if someone like spotted without asking if I knew the person, if that makes sense.
That, and
Like,
unless they were a very good spotter, unless they actually knew how I wanted to be spotted, I'll be like, you shouldn't have done it, but I'm not mad about it, you know?
Yeah, like if you came and spotted me or Connor or Adam or whatever, like that'd be fine.
Yeah.
I feel like my ick would be if someone came over and told me something wrong with an immense amount of confidence and then would not back down.
I feel like that's a more man thing to do, though. Come a mansplain an exercise, but do it completely wrong.
Yeah,
Stange at our gym. Yeah.
Did I tell you boys this the other day that someone went over to one of my clients in Pure Gym and he was like, don't go so high up on your tricep extensions because you want to keep tension on the muscle. Like, as in just go up to here, like with your hands. Whatever. It's like, bro, do you know what your tricep does?
Yeah, why does the stretch arbitrarily stop here instead of here? What? That's so random. How can you know a little bit about tricep anatomy but not know like that tiny little bit extra? Like that's so weird.
People are so dumb.
Well, they just hear one thing on TikTok and it's like gospel.
Yeah,
There's been so much. I love TikTok in the sense that it's given like a lot of information to people, but like there is like also people take information the wrong way, or like if you swear by someone that's put something out wrong, like people seem to not people seem to like not use their own brain, because if you don't know about biomechanics, I don't know a load about it. If you don't know a lot, you can't decipher like, the right from wrong. And people also can't seem to understand what, like, the reason why we do things. Like, we follow literature, and literature improves or disproves certain things, or there's conflicting literature. Like, just because the JPG pull down, I've seen this so much recently about it being like, it's actually best for the upper lats, and the traditional lat pull down is good for lats. Just because it's good for the traditional one isn't as good as the JPG one doesn't mean you don't do it. You still do something along that line. Like,
yeah,
and
bro, I literally do that every week.
And people crucify people for putting out wrong information, or information that later gets disproved. But they're the ones keeping them in the loop about the latest literature. So like,
the thing is, like, people want to know more, but they don't want to like actually look into anything. They'll just hear something and be like, oh, JPG pull down, he says it makes sense, I'll do that. And then they go one video later, JPG pull down, I'll be like, oh, never mind. And there's no
Jack, you did it again.
God damn it, man.
yes, it's not going to be with the forfeit.
No, but I completely get what you mean, because in order to be quote unquote popular on social media, so Instagram, TikTok, whatever, you need to be polarizing. You need to like get people, like some people's back up, and then other people are going to support you for that. Like somebody in the gym said to me recently, like, oh, why are you doing this exercise? Because so-and-so said, like, never do this. But the next video that I happened to see from them, they were doing that, like an exercise like that. I'm like, oh, okay. So it was just for that video.
Yeah. Like I feel like nothing is like ever absolute, and people like the kind of clickbait absolute of like, never do that. You know, it's like
Yeah.
if I ever explain anything in my videos, I have to, because you want to keep it under 60 seconds or as short as possible to keep people interested. So I just say, like, if you got questions, DM me. But
Nuance, bro.
everyone's
That's why I reckon you guys got me on the pod. Polarizing character right here. Everyone hates me.
like I made a video being like, oh, maybe bench press isn't the best for pecs, maybe you shouldn't do it. And then a ton of people DM me when I started benching, and I was like, yeah, it works for me and I want to do it. So yeah, like, you know, I had like the bench press hasn't suddenly changed, you know, they haven't patched it. Sorry, there was an update. Bench press has changed, guys. It's actually quite
Realistic.
No, it actually invalidates you as a coach because you're not allowed to change your opinion on anything.
yeah, exactly. That's not, it's not
The
yeah.
way you bench is all right. The
Yeah.
way most people bench isn't actually going to do much for their pecs.
The way most people bench, the exercise should be renamed Mong press.
Yeah, we'll go with that one.
Bro, report him. He said the Mong word. Report him.
Bro, I can't believe I got community guideline violation.
I don't know who's done that. It's on my post, so I don't know if someone's done that on my behalf, because I swear that was not me.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it automated or is it manual? Like, I really want to
I
know.
reckon it's manual. I reckon it's manual.
You reckon someone's gone on my post and been like, "What? Who's this?" Doesn't know
Yeah.
the mates.
Yeah, man. Jesus.
I reckon.
To be
so.
fair, half the stuff I comment on you, if they didn't know we were friends, it probably is abusive.
Yeah, but I could just
Yeah.
delete it, can't I? Like, it's my post. People comment stuff. I almost swore. People comment stuff that I don't like on my post fairly frequently, probably every couple of weeks. I just delete it and just don't respond because I don't want other people to read it. Just delete it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
What are your guys' opinion on no socks in the gym? Bare feet. Bare feet. What's your
When's the
opinion?
last time
There's a
you
bit of
showered?
controversy at Future at the moment.
I'm gonna send this to Kev.
Depends on the feet, mate.
Fair.
Yeah.
Like, if it, like, I see like, you know, I see Kuba walking around. His feet are nicely trimmed. They're well cleaned.
It's his gym as well.
It's his gym. He's an IFBB pro. He's got reason to do it. If I see little lad, 14 years old, hasn't showered in his life, his toenails are out to here.
Yellow.
Yeah, and he's got no reason to do it. And he's just
But
doing
then
it.
where's the line? And then why is it not treat one person the same as another?
If his feet were clean, I wouldn't care.
I'm saying it's fair game.
If you've got-
If there's a reason behind it, like more grip on like an RDL or a hack or whatever, fair. Because at the end of the day, if I'm wearing shoes, I'm not getting that person's foot on me. It's getting on my shoes.
True.
And they're the one taking the risk because I'm walking in there with my dirty shoes, walking all over everything. And they're the ones taking their shoes off and picking up the dirt. I don't understand the rationale. Essentially, I think Ella cops most of the slack because Lewis is too big for people to say it to. But people put on her anonymous question box about like putting shoes on because it's against the health and safety. And Lewis was stiff legging today with bare feet. And I just don't understand it because I'm not taking the risk walking in those shoes unless you're walking there barefoot or licking the floor or wiping the floor with your hand and eating it. You're not taking a risk.
Well, like, if you've been barefoot in the gym as well, you're probably gonna shower afterwards, but you might put a bit more like focus on washing your feet as well, and I think that's fine.
Well, that's the other thing is my feet are cleaner than my shoes, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I think the line comes with, are your feet clean or not?
Are
Because
they
if you've got like
clean?
verrucas and stuff on your feet, like
Yeah,
you should
yeah.
be walking around barefoot in the gym.
Are you clean? Is there rationale behind taking your socks off?
If you've
Or
got
is it
normal
just-
human feet, that's not a health hazard. If
Yeah.
you've got something that's potentially spreadable on your feet, that's a health hazard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you kind of take it into your own. If you're going in the gym bare feet, you're kind of taking that risk into your own hands anyway.
I did carbs in socks the other day, and that was sick, to be fair. I believe it was, I heard this from Brad Wymark. I believe that's how you say his second name. I don't know if you guys know who I mean.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is something he got from Joe, but he was saying training calves in shoes is like training arms with foam fingers.
See, I like training calves with shoes on because it hurts my feet otherwise.
Yeah, same.
See, no, that's what I thought. But I when I tried it with just socks on, it was actually better.
No,
But
but
I
I
couldn't
tried
do
it
it.
with socks on and it
I
hurt.
couldn't do it on everything. I cannot, like, I did it on the toe press, And I think that's a lot more accessible to do
Yeah,
that with.
I'd agree. Yeah.
Or whatever.
It depends on the equipment. Like my equipment's proper, like the pads have worn away, so it's pretty much just metal, and it kills. I have to wear my shoes.
Jack, you know what? You deserve to edit this because it's literally all you.
No, I will not edit this week. The fourth.
Jack actually never does any editing.
I haven't for a while.
Upload it as is. That's what I'm saying. See what happens.
We haven't needed to for a while, to be fair.
Have you done all your questions, Dan?
Yeah, there's a few more inappropriate ones which we'll leave out.
Oh,
Can we not just rapid fire them?
yeah, go on.
Well, they're people that they've gone for banter, but it's just not funny.
Oh,
I want to know what they are.
yeah, I want to know.
I'll tell you after. I'm not baiting these
Yeah.
people out because
No,
some
that's
of them
fair.
are
That's fair.
friends.
Right. I reckon we should split this one in 2 parts, to be honest, because it's like going to be a long one. Just
Ah,
gonna give it a
we
part.
started at 40, didn't we?
Yeah.
We've been an hour. We
It's
want
an
to wrap
hour.
up soon.
Is that too long for you guys?
Oh, the
Yeah.
listeners, yeah, it will be.
Getting close to it. Getting close to it.
You
Jeez, we
reckon? I reckon an hour is a good length for a podcast because you know what you're signing up for with the podcast, don't you?
We get more of 45 minutes though, typically.
Right, I
Yeah.
see.
you got Darth Archer. Jeez.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Yeah, well, I reckon if you cut out all the swear words, you might be nearing the 45-minute mark.
15 minutes.
Yeah. So the tally we've got Jack at 6, Dan at 3, and me at 1.
One what?
Right, what's Jack's forfeit? That's what we'll end it on, whatever your
Yeah.
forfeit is.
Right.
will
I think
quite
I think
bad.
take Primo out and replace it with Test. I think that's a good.
No, I'm not. My endocrine system is not your forfeit, right? Sod that.
Oh! I know. Jack,
What?
do you remember when you dyed your hair?
Yeah.
You do it again.
You want me to split dye my hair again?
Well, you might get a bit more engagement.
To be fair,
That is true.
oh,
It is
the,
good for
the growing
engagement.
out process was so long, and it burns, and it costs so much money as well. It's like 50 quid to get it done at home.
What's something along those lines that's embarrassing appearance-wise?
You do frosted tips, then it won't take so long to grow out.
Sod that. Sod that.
Can you grow facial hair quite well?
No.
Fuck, that ruins that
Up the
idea.
dose. Up the dose.
That's not a forfeit though. That's just
Oh, I was
good.
going to say grow like a little Hitler tash.
That's definitely not allowed.
Yeah, rather dye my hair, mate.
Cut that one out. Let's go.
To be fair, I think Dan's at like at least 5 if we count the controversial stuff he said.
That's not swear word though, is it?
Yeah.
If we count the controversial stuff, I'm losing this every week.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to think of a forfeit for you.
I'm going to ask John
How
to.
about if anyone has listened this long to our waffle,
Yeah.
Oh,
give us some ideas, and by next time we do a podcast, we will have a forfeit for Jack to do.
all right, sick.
That gives us time to think.
Christ.
Dope. Right. Let's sign this one off. Exactly
See you
bang on
later,
the hour.
losers.
Dear Lord.
See you later, alligators.